Good morning everyone. I'm doing a video from now a rainy Sarajevo. So I did one yesterday which I'll post up anyway from the snow here, but it's turned to rain. Last day here, so I've been here 5 nights by the time I leave. And as you can see, this is my street where I've been renting a little flat, simply because I find hotels very small. So I've changed the format so you can sort of see what I see, because turning the phone round, it wasn't great. So that's my front door, and that's the view from the front door. So when I came here, key was in a locked box, and to get in, nice and simple. Now for those of you who view my channel on a regular basis would have seen my Bratislava one, and this is very much like, and John Ebrington, this is very much like the flat in Bratislava, and you will see why. So you come up and you go down. Now it's that door there leads out to the bins, but it's kept locked and I don't have a key for it, but that's fine. No real issue there. So you come up the stairs. Now, as you remember with Bratislava, my flat was kind of further up and down, but very similar layout, very similar sort of, made in a very similar way. So we started off, I was on the street looking out over City Hall, and that's City Hall Sarajevo that you see from the landing. That's the back garden. A little bit sort of, reminds me of Suffolk, some of the old barns and things you see, but I'm in the centre of Sarajevo, well, more the old town. So I'm going to give some tips and hints for this place, because there's been lots going on with Sarajevo, but let's just concentrate on the flat. So very modern, and this is the door you get to. Now these lights here, you can turn that on at night when you come out. So this is the door as you come in. Now, as you know, there's a lock box there that you get your key from, and you keep it with you at all times until you leave. You can see me in the little reflection there. So in we go. I'm going to pause while I take my shoes off. There we are, shoes are off. So this is the door, and as you can see, there's 4 bolts at the bottom and the top of the door that go into there. I mean, this is one secure door. This is like a pure steel door. I mean, it's heavy as well. Reminds me of a bunker door almost. So you shut that, and at night, and if you remember in Bratislava, I had 2 doors. Here you have just the one, but you turn it 4 times, and on the 4th lock, the top bolts have gone in. Little peephole you can kind of see through. Entry phone and lots of lights. So let's turn the first light on for you. So very rainy day. So we enter the hallway, and as you can see, very much like Bratislava, but just slightly different layout. So you come into the living room. So here we are. Wouldn't be me without Financial Times, of course. And for Sergi, the Drina. Drina cigarettes. And look what I found in town. An ounce of Golden Virginia with a packet of papers. So that was like £5.50 for an ounce of tobacco and a packet of papers. And the tobacco was so it says 10 convertible marks, roughly a £5, maybe £4.50, depending on what exchange rate you get. So you'll see this is the living room. Lots of fancy plates I didn't really use, to be honest with you. I'm not here long enough to take full advantage, but obviously it's like an Airbnb style thing, so there's things for children. In there's like nappies and toys and stuff. Lots of chairs, almost too many, but there's a chair, table. Now, I've just been having breakfast here and a couple of lunches when I finish stuff. Never cooked a dinner here simply because it's actually as cheap to eat out, to be honest with you. It's very cheap to eat out here and I can get some decent food. So that's a sofa bed. And then you come into here, so you've got, this is the living room. So these are another 2 sofa beds. It's bizarre, isn't it? And of course you've got the door. TV, now you can get your Netflix on there, your Disney channel, but you need to sign in on your own channel. You can get obviously normal terrestrial TV, you can get like BBC News and all of that, Sky News and YouTube. So I've been able to watch some of my favourite YouTubers like Steve Marsh and Scott. So that's a nice easy chair. Now that is what I've been sitting in, watching some TV, chilling out. Very nice. So that's a good view of the living room, and the flooring is lovely, lots of rugs, very nice. So then you come back into the hallway and I'll show you, and oh, the central heating's on, so it's roughly about 2 degrees outside, and I would say very cozy in here. So here we are. We come into the smaller kitchen, now smaller than Bratislava, but obviously again I'm here for a short time, so I'm not actually cooking an evening meal. However, I've got everything I need. Kettle, microwave which I've not used, electric hob, oven. I've only ever used the electric hob. Some sort of food and bits. I'm off to feed a cat later that I saw, so I bought some cat food for him. So very well, and I'll sort of give you a little flavour. You've got all your usual utensils, there's some bags, more bags, a lot of German stuff here, cooking pots. When I came, jar of coffee, very useful for the first morning actually. Washing up, I like to wash up by hand, although there is a dishwasher. This is a Nusi of all things. Don't really want to use it. I don't have enough washing up to make it worth the while. So in here, cooking oil, very useful. And sort of cleaning stuff like their version of Sif. You'll see this on the other video, but I just thought this is, you can see it a bit better here. I'll do the other one for those who like a full TV. So I bought some cornflakes. Couple of quid, you know I like cornflakes every morning. Then I have a couple of eggs. There are sachets of sugar, there's sort of pepper, salt, sugar cubes, spices, cinnamon, basics, do you know what I mean? Now if you like I know I've been having coffee out of one of those because that's how you make the one I have, but then you've got all of that. Now you've also got empty storage for tins and stuff if you were here a while, which some of you might be. Bizarrely, it's like a sticker, Sarajevo sticker. So that's my fridge. Chocolate to take home, milk, apple juice, eggs for breakfast, and this is a block of cheese, smoked cheese I got in a little market downtown. Very nice it is too. You can have it by the slice, and I had some cooked. So then we come through into the bathroom. So the bathroom, very nice. Just a shower, but that's fine. And then you've got, I brought my own Head and Shoulders, but there's stuff there if you get desperate. People leave things. You've got loo, you've got a basement, no plug. So do bring a plug if you like a plug. So here we are. Laundry bits, because there's even a what's it called? Nail cutter. So here we have washing machine. I haven't used it on this trip because it's just not worth it. I've got like a load of washing, and that's just not worth my while. Hello, messing around with. But these are all on sort of, you know, you press down and pull out. So here, all the cleaning bits. That all came with the flat. It's suppose, just in case you want to cook. And then that's the bathroom. And then so you come through. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the light as well if you wanted to see it in the light. Obviously I'm conscious that you don't want to waste electric here, do you? So this is the bedroom. Double bed with 2 single duvets. Made the bed. You've got side lights, which are lovely. You've got a spare mattress, of all things. I'm assuming with the 3 sofa beds, a spare mattress, you could get 6 people in here. Now I paid £40 a night roughly for this. No, €40? Yeah, €40 a night for this. Which, you know, is what, £35, £36 roughly. So 6 people, you can imagine, that'd be dirt cheap, wouldn't it? But cosy. So I've got an ironing board, dryer, which was very useful when my stuff got soaked in the rain. So you come through to here, lots of spare pillows, always handy. Spare duvet, spare covers, which I haven't really needed. They're empty, those cupboards. This cupboard is what I've been working out of. Far easier. It's all my bits. I haven't got a lot with me actually because it was pointless. It's not here long enough. And in here, spare blankets. And trust me, it gets cold here. The cold has been pretty sapping. And lots of storage and cupboard space. Ladder. I wonder what we need a ladder for. Never mind. Lots of other storage space, and for B&B you get the free zippers if you want. I've got it comes with an umbrella which I will use today and borrow. Now I wanted to show you outside the window as well. So this is where I cook my eggs and make breakfast and stuff. And check out the view outside of the window. I can actually cook overlooking City Hall and the window, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. I was going to go up the cable car today, but to be honest with you, it's raining and it's going to be not very nice. Inat Kuca, my favourite restaurant, is right there, and obviously Old Town, the entrance is just literally there, and that takes me right into the Old Town. So this is an ideal flat, and as you can see, very much like Bratislava, an ideal. Stan didn't come with me on this trip, but had he done so, I think we would have sort of not tag teamed it, but I think it would have been one night one of us in there, and then the other night, you know, then one of us in the main room, and then one of us would have had the sofa bed, possibly that one would have tested the comfort. So you could have like make this into a little bedroom, if you know what I mean, but yeah, very cozy. Yeah, I would say ideal. See more blankets for the sofas and stuff. More little tables. That's another little pull-out table should you want it. So yeah, I would say a very well appointed flat. Very nice, cozy and warm. But yeah, I've got a few stories to tell from. Just going to give you a good overview, so you like walking around with me. A few stories to tell from Bosnia, which I'll tell when I'm safely home. Quite some stories to tell. But there you go. That's life, and that's how it is. It's turned into kind of 14 minutes or so. But I just thought this is important for you guys. If you're coming to Sarajevo and want to rent a flat, to see what you actually get. And this is really nice. No one bothers you. Aladdin upstairs, a chap who lives here, very polite and friendly. Older chap, met him when I went out for a fag, nice guy. And of course, free Wi-Fi as well, which is essential in Sarajevo, because otherwise you're messing around trying to get a Bosnian SIM or an eSIM, which I haven't got the patience for that. I'll be honest. If you knew me, you'd know I don't much like technology. But yeah, this is really nice. And of course, food wise, here we are, Stan. I got you some Bosnian sweets. Tuck biscuits, which you can't get very often in the UK. So I bought this orange for fruit. So it's 41 kilo mark, so that's what, 20p, 18 to 20p. Chipsy, these are like, they actually taste like Walkers used to taste, and they're about 25p a bag. And then I nicked some salt and pepper from Wetherspoons when I had some food at the airport on my way out. Yeah, very nice. Lots of people are leaving green tea. Don't know what that's about, and of course that came with a flat as well. So you've got everything you want. Some of the brands, food brands, are different, but they taste exactly the same. I had a Bosnian version of a Muller rice, and you couldn't tell the difference. And that's not on the video. But there we are. Very nice flat. And you could stay here for quite some time, be happy and chill out. Anyway, take care guys, and I really hope this is some use to you. If you're looking for a little flat in the centre of Sarajevo, just to chill out and go out on adventures, you know. The tram, should mention. So the number 5 tram literally stops at City Hall outside. So the other day I was right up by the National Museum, soaked through, literally, freezing cold, saw the number 5, jumped on it, took me right to there, across the street and back in the flat in 2 minutes from there. So yeah, if you understand the trams and stuff, they're fairly easy actually. Just number 5 takes you out and back in. Bit misty and moisty today as well, but hopefully I'll get out tomorrow. Anyway guys, hopefully that's of some interest to you. And John, as you can see, living it up in Bosnia. Oh, and for those asking about the difference between Bosnia and Slovakia, price-wise, very similar. Price-wise, if I had a direct choice of between coming to Bosnia and Slovakia, I'm going to be brutally honest, I'd go for Slovakia, Bratislava, just because it's a better city and more geared up towards what I want, rather than here. Here is more a tourist experience, whereas Bratislava I can actually live like I would and like I want to, whereas here is a bit more touristy. But I'm going to do a little talk about Bosnia when I get home, a proper long talk, do you know what I mean? Proper long talk about my thoughts and feelings and experiences. Anyway, take care guys,